Might be muted.
Sometimes
Hello.
you use.
Hello.
Hello.
Where's okay? Here
We just, yeah, got it.
I only have a half an hour because I have to go to the Board of Finance at 7.
we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Margaret, that's absolutely perfect. Half an hour, we're out of here. And we have to call the meeting to order at 6:30. We have a roll call here. We have Annie. We have John and we have Linda. And that's it.
That's it.
Mhm.
So we'll kind of go through here. The minutes of last month, I had asked for the names of the students. I think I'm gonna recall that amendment because it's very apparent to me that what you sent me, the students don't really want to be identified. I got first names, last initials.
No, but I sent you a follow-up,
Oh.
email with, the full names except for one.
Okay, I just thought it would be nice to have it on the record in case they
Uh-huh.
want to use this for their resume, they have, you know.
Sure.
Okay.
So, you have in a follow-up email, their names, full first and last names.
Okay, then we'll let that stand.
Okay,
We will amend them in minutes as amended, and so we just have to approve them for January 12th.
Can I digress from the agenda for a second?
Sure.
The reason, what was the purpose that you're going to use the student for? Because I still need to liaise with someone who can put me in touch with the student with regard to the,
Oh, that's your contact at the high school.
with regard to the cameras at Bristow.
Right.
well, we can talk
Okay.
about that later.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Okay. So we'll approve the minutes of January 12th as they were in the minutes, and they were amended to add those names, and I'll add this name.
okay. You need a motion?
Yep.
I move that we approve the minutes of January 12th.
Second motion.
Okay.
All in favor?
Oh, you were here as a guest.
I was just last, it's my first meeting.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then we'll just move on to the next agenda items. We don't have all in here. I don't know if you had anything to talk about with the sustainable new canon.
I didn't, sometimes I receive an update from her, she's not in the meeting, but I didn't get anything.
Okay. We'll just pass it.
Perfect.
Do we have an agreement for 2021?
We have a proposal for the, water testing and for, the Bristow nutrients, testing. With, a slightly, with a slight increase in expense for the nutrients. And I spoke to, Chris briefly about that. It's $800. I think it's okay. But I think we just need to be sure before we go into final approval.
Do we have to confirm the final invoice for that?
Yes, yes.
Can you remind me how often they test, what they're testing?
Which one? The rivers or
I'd
the,
be interested in that.
well, the Bristow test 7 sites, starting, I think in May through October. That's, they're testing the 7 sites for the Norotan watershed.
Right.
And then the river testing, we're on our 3rd or 4th year, I think. Were you at the presentations? Were you here for
I don't
those?
recall that. I think that might have made
You
a
might-
form of time.
Well, let me send you the presentation.
Okay.
Because that way you'll know, you'll be
Yeah.
fully,
Yeah.
they're on the
Right.
website, they're on the
Okay.
website,
You can find it.
the Conservation Commission website, and I'm happy to send them to you directly too. That will give you the information.
Perfect. Okay. So we'll wait to confirm that invoice amount, and then you can approve the approval.
Yes,
Proposal.
yes, I do have, I went ahead and, sought out a leader for the Bristow project. You need a student who leads the project. And so we do have someone that's critical. That's critical to it. So we do have that. And so I think we're all set as soon as we get that approval for the additional $800.
Okay. That sounds good. Tiger,
Yeah.
sidewalk construction for the, really the DOT projects on the, road work.
So you're talking, well, basically well, there's two phases, right? So we have the phase that brings us from on Old Stamford Road from Park Street to Bristow. That's been designed, and that's with the Department of Transportation for review for an encroachment permit, since it's along 106 inside their right of way, they have to approve it. And that includes a pull off or drop off area for school buses, and then parking spaces, one disabled space and several other standard spaces. And then we are under design, surveys almost complete for the phase 2 portion, which is from Bristow around the curve on Old Stamford Road to Gower. And that, like I said, the survey is almost complete, and then they'll go into the design phase, and then we'll come back at that point in time and determine the feasibility, and then march its way through the town boards and bodies for approvals.
Okay. Do you have a timeline for the, survey?
Survey is going to be done very shortly. He's a little bit behind. He wanted to be doing it in November and December, and he's just a little bit behind. And then he came back out to verify some additional data. So he has that little bit of data left, and then they can finalize the design. So the design will take another month or so, and then we'll start the process of reviewing it and approving it if necessary.
So that approval process should start probably in the spring.
Yeah, well, the review process, I should say. Yeah, the approval process will take a little bit longer at that point, but it has several hoops it has going to have to go through. It'll have to go to the police commission, the town council. We'll have to have several meetings with the Department of Transportation, probably prior to those, and then to get their view on it. Then go to the police commission with a product that the DOT would accept, see if the commission is comfortable with that, town council, and then go back to the DOT for an encroachment permit at that point in time. So it'll be a somewhat lengthy process. Post
Process
design.
usually happen until the fall.
We have until it takes to get it approved or denied. You know, there's no time frame per se. You know, it's more making sure that we do the due diligence and make sure that everyone's comfortable and aware of what's going on.
Tiger, what about phase 1? Are there other, beyond the DOT approval, are there other?
After that, we go to bid. That's a 3 to 4 week process, and then it goes to the Board of Selectmen for approval, and then contractor we set up a notice of award with a start date, and he works from there. So that process post encroachment permit approval is quite quick.
So that's the last big hurdle, the DOT approval for phase 1.
Yeah, this is the encroachment permit takes the lion's share of the time sometimes. They want to make sure that all their standards are being held, and we've done our due diligence on the design. And it only travels in front of a couple of houses, so the review for the couple of houses shouldn't be that extensive.
If we want to look at the design, is that available to us, or have you already reviewed that?
No, but you know what, we can.
Well, there is some on the website, on the Conservation Commission. There's a lot of, there's maps and things, and what isn't there, I'm sure that Chris can supply.
You mean in terms of the road design?
Just all of the improvements that
Or
are
Bristow.
budgeted for Bristol.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
Moving-
Bristol ones are on the Conservation Commission. The road design is not. I can certainly supply it to the commission if you'd like to see it. It's not, you know, it's not a secret. So I can certainly send it around for you if you'd like to see it. It's just, I mean, it's in essence a sidewalk with a small pull off in front of everything for this project occurs outside the fence line.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've done everything to tie inside the fence line for it. This is everything outside the fence line.
so the design work in the park is actually on the website.
Okay.
The design work outside of the park along the roadway. We could certainly look at it, but to be honest with you, we really don't have much to say about it.
Okay.
It's going to be DOT and then the property, adjacent property owners and the agreements they come to and,
Okay, and the Mead Park entrance, that,
oh, that's different. Let's go down there.
It's a different one. So that is from the parking lot at Mead, at the back end of the baseball fields, Melick, leading towards Gamble Field, which is in the back, and then up the hill slightly towards Bristow. That's under design right now. We've got to do a little bit more survey work that the designer would like to see. And then that will encompass, in essence, that it was an access road for our vehicles, for our parks vehicles and public works vehicles to get down to the baseball fields in the back. So we're going to make that ADA compliant to tie into the fields themselves, and then try to make the grade a little bit more forgiving for anyone that wants to visit Bristow. So that monies for that are in our fiscal 24 proposed budget in our Parks Department. So we have monies for the design. We don't have monies yet for the construction. I'm confident that we'll get the monies for the construction, but we don't have them yet. So, but we present to the Board of Finance on the 14th and then the Town Council in March. And I'm confident that they're going to say yes, hopeful and confident that they'll say yes. And then, so we'll continue to run through the design, and then those monies come available June 1 to July 1. And then we can go to construction at that point, bidding and construction.
Do you have an estimate for the construction budget for that? It's hard
It's
without.
It's $150,000.
Okay.
Are you going to be using material similar to Irwin Park?
That's the thought, yes, is to use a flexi pave for the majority of it. It'll, you know, the budget will determine exactly how much, but the thought is to, from the parking lot all the way down to and around Gamble, and then hopefully up to the top of the hill, at the top of the slope, leading into Bristow, we'll be able to do with flexi pave. And then there's some additional work that needs to be done. We have to build a retaining wall on the back side of the access road. If you're looking at it, as you're walking down the access road towards Bristow on the right-hand side, the embankment is failing next to the railroad right away. So we've got to build that. So there's a substantial amount of work that needs to be done in that area.
Well, that will certainly improve the ADA accessibility, because right now it's always steep.
Yeah, like I said, it was built as an access road originally. And then we tried to dress it up to make it a little bit more user-friendly as far as foot traffic. But now we're looking at, given the fact that, that we're trying to do an entire, basically to make a cohesive design with that end of the park for both baseball fields, the access road, and Bristow. We're trying to make a nice cohesive design for it. And I think the designer will do a nice job.
Good.
just quick follow-up on that, is signage also a part of this designer's work? And the only reason I'm asking that is I've spent extraordinary amounts of time at the baseball fields, the apple cart and the playground, and I never knew there was an entrance to Bristow. That in that back corner, and it just seems like there's a huge potential for these crowds who come to that area to access Bristow there, if they knew it was there.
Well, we can try to improve it. There are two signs at the top of the, next to the shed, Brown Standard and then the Bristow, but
We don't have arrows pointing from the apple cart to the.
No, they're
We-
all.
yeah. we can look at that. We try not to have too many signs in the parks because, as many signs as people want is as many signs people want removed. To be honest with you, yeah. But we can certainly try to, directional signage here and there to try to point people in the right direction, to let them know that it's there. So we are looking at signage around the island. So the splitter island that'll point you to Melick and Gamble, the apple cart and Bristow. And then the exit, there's a sign there already points you to the exit. So we can look at some directional signage there as well. It's not part of his purview, but we can certainly add it to it.
What we could do is put something at the apple cart, a little stand with our brochures and map, so that people that go up to, stand in line or something, that would be, I don't think that would be intrusive.
No, that's fine. So like I said, we can, I'm open for any suggestion that you might have. Yeah.
It's very, it may have gone-
Marty McLaughlin actually, had a designer come in and do some of that, and it is new, and the gate was repaired, right? The gate,
Yes.
the iron, and everything has been improved and
But I think to your point, when you come in Jimmy Park, there's a lot of diverse publics that come there. There's the pickleball, the tennis court, the children's stuff, the apple cart, the playground, the baseball fields, and Bristow. And maybe some kind of at that splitter island, maybe some kind of here's where you are. So that you do capture that on.
Yeah, because that's an audience that should want to use that trail.
You're right. You're right.
This is a minor point, but regarding the gate there, is the intention that that gate is closed or open? Because there's no sign about whether people are supposed to close it behind them, I don't believe.
Well, it's always supposed to be closed. If you grew up on a farm, you open up a gate, you close the gate.
Yeah, we're gonna let all the deer.
Or no, exactly.
But it's supposed to be closed only because, we're trying to ring the entire park with, deer preventable gate, fencing. We don't want to open up the gate and let them in the front door.
That simple sign that says, please close behind you.
Dear.
Yeah.
Please come in, but please close the gate.
Just to backtrack just a minute, this is an agreement for 2023, not 2024, so. That was in the minutes.
Thank you. Change that.
Okay.
That's good. So we don't keep you, you have various updates here, but you don't have to update if you're not doing it. So with regard either to the transfer station or any of the other projects that you have, that's mostly at the transfer station.
Yeah, is Robin in the room or is she not?
She's not here.
Not here.
All right, so we did a nice video yesterday with members of the or a member of the there's a Planet New Canaan High School club. So we did a video. We did a video yesterday.
Followed you on Instagram. Very nice. Tiger.
Yeah, so that came out really well. I think it'll be nice. It'll be a nice, way to kind of bring people in and around the station and let them know exactly what we offer and what we take and what we don't. So I think that'll be helpful. And then our curbside composting, our food composting is still pretty much humming along. We would like to see a little bit more, only because at that point in time we would break even. We're very close, but a couple more pounds a week would help us break even. So that's that's going well. Swap Shop's doing excellent. I've gotten 0 complaints, which is fantastic. So I'm very happy about that. And items are coming in and out. I saw a really nice ironwork that was there yesterday when we were there. That was actually the town's emblem of the tree. So it's in my office now. So which was fantastic. It was a nice find. So that's going well. And I don't know if there was anything else on there. We are looking at solar possibly on the Playhouse. We're having a structural engineer analyze how much more weight we can put on the Playhouse roof after we renovate. So we are looking at that. We've got them looking at other areas. Whenever we're touching the roof, we're trying to look at other areas that we might be able to do place solar on. And we had a walkthrough on our 2 EVs that we just bought for our land use department. So Carl Chevrolet came down and gave us a nice tutorial on our 2 electric vehicles. And I've got 2 more in the budget this year for fiscal 24. If they get hopefully they'll get approved, and then I'll be able to take 2 more gasoline powered ones out of service, older Crown Vics. So we'll have at that point in time 4 in the fleet, all with chargers either at the Locust lot, or we put in 2 chargers, behind the town hall lot adjacent to the annex. So we are, we'll be increasing that fleet of vehicles. So, we're trying to march forward as best we can.
That's good.
That's great, yeah.
I have a quick question about the swap shop and the transfer station.
Mhm.
I've been noticing on New Canaan Mom's Facebook page, there have been some questions and comments around the difficulty of getting a pass that, and I wondered, I always wanted to bring that to the meeting, that feedback from the public and see if it might be something.
I don't know what the difficulty is. I have 3 people that will, if you can't access it online and perform it online, I've got 3 people, 1 in my office, 1 in our special projects office, and then Donnie Smith down at the transfer station that'll actually walk you through the process and help you fill it out online in front of them. We do ask that you have it only because we're trying to make sure that the station's used correctly, and then we monitor goods coming and going. Makes it very, very hard if we allow people to just come to the swap shop, without actually having a pass. The pass actually is, if you don't have a garbage hauler, you're actually saving money with a pass from the difference between having a hauler and not having a hauler.
What's the difficulty of people with that?
I think, you can't just show up and show your driver's license. You have to,
And you do have to pay a fee.
and you have to pay a fee, and if it's at the end of the year, you have to pay the same fee as the people at the beginning of the year, and you have to get an annual pass. You have to keep getting the pass every year, and I just wonder if we could make it as easy as possible on people to use. If there are ways that we can make it easier on the public to use.
Well, we went to an online service to make it easy to get the pass itself. And then it gets very, very difficult for us to say, well, we're gonna grandfather you in, because what winds up happening is you can imagine people find different ways to cheat the system, right? So that's really where it gets a little difficult. I mean, we are very lenient at the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, as far as, if you've got a pass and your pass expired on June 30th and you come on July 5th, you're allowed to come in and continue the process and make sure that you're going to get your sticker. And eventually we say, okay, you need to get your new sticker. And by the same token, if people are coming in late, normally a lot of times we let them just kind of roll in, especially a new resident coming in say June, end of May, we let them just roll into the next season and not have to worry about that. But anyone on the shoulder months, when you've got the majority of the time in front of you, we ask that you buy a sticker. And again, it's actually if you utilize the station, it saves you money. We're not there to make a profit. We don't make a profit on a sticker, to be quite honest. The station runs at a loss.
I think it's controlling access to the residency, so it doesn't just become open season. And because when you come into the transfer station, it isn't just the swap shop, that's
No.
probably the issue of its
Yeah.
location,
Right.
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's dumping your garbage, all your stuff, your construction material, all that stuff.
It's great to have
And
the
it's-
spot for the swap shop, but it's unfortunate necessity to do.
This
that.
is, having a pass is not unique to New Canaan, I think.
No, we're, you know,
No one's-
Terrain does the exact same thing.
It's the swap shop, unfortunately being located within the zone that you need the pass for, but I think we are where we are. It's a good point though.
Yeah.
Right, so I think we just need to continue to watch that a little bit, and maybe better information as to how you get a pass to the swap shop, maybe that could be on the DPW website, if you're wanting to come to the swap shop, here's how you get a pass. Because right now it looks like it's just trash,
Oh, that's good.
so maybe it's everything. Yeah. That might be, make it at least easier to understand. Yeah. That's a thought.
Should we let Tyler go?
I think you're done. Did you have anything else to say there?
No, just thank you very much. And we will, we'll see you next month.
Thank
Thank you.
You have a good night.
Good night.
Trail cams.
So I do need to liaise with you to get
Yeah.
someone because it's time consuming to go and see the,
So did that
Well-
picture that Chris sent that was from a bird buddy?
that was,
Did he put that in himself?
I'm not sure that was from a bird buddy.
But it was from Bristow. I think he said it was, I don't know. But it was from Bristow. He said from our
There's just
first.
the one, there's just the one,
Right. But he
Trail
did
cam
send
there right now.
something. It must have been what he sent.
and I mean, the concept of having a student whose
Of course.
job it is to do this
Yes, of
a couple
course.
times a week, because you do wind up with a lot of
Yeah.
photos that
I'm
are
sure,
not,
I know.
that need to be sorted through that are not.
I know, it has to be edited for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
and somebody who's, you know.
It's the perfect job for that, so.
Perfect. So I think we,
And
you
you
know,
had
just-
something not, so we'll,
well, there is someone that was interested in doing it. We talked about doing this last year, you know, but now I think we're really ready for it. And I think that Frank Gallagher is doing is it Frank Gallagher? Don't write that down because I'm not sure his
no, I won't
name.
write it down.
They're leading
No
a,
obligation.
a class, some kind of a program for high school birders already. And so that would be, if I'm right on that, and I can find out, then it would be nice to incorporate that as part of the program, because he could guide that on times to, and what to look for at certain times, certain seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's, you know,
I'm happy to talk to him directly.
Yeah.
If you already have a relationship with him, maybe you could broach it.
well,
first.
let me find out.
Okay.
It's what I
If you got
said.
the right-
It's just definitely valid that program did actually get off, you know, start up, you know,
Right.
because I know it was in the works, but I'm not sure it actually started.
I mean, now that I imagine there might just, even if it's not a program, that might be able to identify an individual or even.
Well, you know,
Eagle
who
Scout program or
would be
something.
interested is, and you may know him from the land trust, is Avery Cotton.
Uh-huh,
So his father, isn't his father on the
Yeah.
land trust?
Yeah.
It's his son.
right.
And he also did participate in the data collection. He's in the green team. He wasn't part of the science team, but he was part of the green team. So the data collection group was composed of science team and green
Okay.
team.
They did the counts,
Right,
the bird counts.
sorry, I was right. But I'll let you talk to the. individual at the school
right.
Or maybe you guys can figure out who's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Sounds like
actually
a
on the
great
staff,
project.
but
Yeah, and it's a little time intensive for one of us to do
Oh, yeah,
that.
and, I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, yes, totally.
You know, these kids, they whip through this.
Sure.
Not time intensive for them.
But it would be wonderful to have, video for, our,
Website.
well, yeah, for our website, but for to have a back screen or something, right? Putting out a theatrical production for the 2024, you know, celebration of, you know, the
It's
restoration.
just interesting, you see them online all the time, these trail camps, not necessarily birds, but all kinds of
Yeah.
wonderful animals doing wonderful things, so.
Yeah, yeah, but that's, and not only birds for the
No.
sanctuary, there's.
Well, we'll see. You're unsuccessful and kept out.
Yeah, well, squirrels mostly.
Is it your intent to have other, more than one?
Yeah, like half a dozen or something.
Oh, really? You're gonna do that many? Yeah. And you've scoped out the strategic positions?
I think it's hit or miss. You
Well,
you put them up and then you see.
You know,
what
you know
kind of,
who would, and Frank would be able to help you with that
You
too.
know, Chris is pretty good. at that.
Yeah,
Hunting.
and, yeah.
That's it.
And if Frank is doing his program, then he would know. Because when I went on the bird walk with somebody, I can't remember, from Audubon, you were there. What was his name? He knew exactly where the birds
Oh,
were,
right.
you know,
Well-
he knew exactly where he was.
That's to the right. That's a different
And we-
perspective.
We couldn't even see, you know, where they were, but you know, our engineer, so, you know, something up high would be good, perhaps, I don't know.
But some
Yeah.
guidance there is.
Yeah, okay, okay.
You guys have social media presence where you can post, you know, great sightings.
How do we?
Well, right now, Chris basically sends it to, this great group of people, and he puts it on this website that we keep, you know. But I'm sitting here thinking, because I was so impressed with, you know, the Department of Public Works with their Instagram, we should do that. We
So
should
the
have an
answer is no.
Instagram.
Have an Instagram.
Well, we talked last meeting about an internet connection for those trail camps, so in fact, we could do exactly that, posting them.
Well, some of them still need to.
Yeah.
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 decide what they want, yeah.
Yeah, we were at when I was, working at the Nature Center, we had those cameras and we did post a few.
Mhm.
But it definitely requires management, you know, because you just, otherwise, if people see something they're not interested in, they're not gonna tune in again.
Yeah.
On the broader topic.
So, but and that was before Instagram, I think, too. So an Instagram account for possibly our blog, I mean, we could, you
Well, it
know.
could be for everything that the commission does.
Yeah.
You want to be public facing.
Correct.
Yeah, we need to have something to raise our awareness, since a lot of the projects that we're undertaking are calling for that kind of community involvement.
Well, one of the projects is calling for a community. And they go out,
Yeah.
read that, what you're doing, is to ask them to ask.
Exactly.
There's so many things that I follow that it's the only way I would learn,
Right.
you know.
So
what's going
you
on.
know, so Chris's first blog insertion went into the New Canaanite and into Beautification League newsletter. But, you know, it should go into when it came in, it should go in the Nature Center, even though there's duplication, it doesn't matter because the number of impressions is, you know, the more you look at something, the more you remember it. So, you know, that would be, I think we need to just come up with a media plan.
That would be you.
I think Instagram is the place to start.
Yeah.
Well, I think this would be really helpful. I mean, maybe you could kind of review what you see on our website and blah, blah, and maybe come up with some proposals for how we could synchronize all this and improve it, so we have a message.
So we have the first insertion that Chris, did you see it? It was the tax mailer.
Text me.
Each of those items that he has on those sort of bullet points could be the subject of a blog. And we've been working for the past year and a half, although it's been silent recently on doing something about grass leaf blowers. So that was actually the first paragraph, I think, of that insertion. So I think, so we need to review that and look, and that would be, I mean, part of the media plan is coming up with a listing of topics. And then, somebody writing it. Sure. You can write something on bird watching.
I mean, it's a great time to do it
Yeah.
because spring is coming and,
Yeah,
birds are coming and also people are signing contracts with their landscape
Sure,
companies. And
Sure,
now is the time to put out best practices,
Mhm. Yeah, and especially since a lot of the Planet New Canaan is on Instagram
Yeah, very good.
and now it was Department of Public Works, on there. I think it's just, we really need a presence on Instagram.
Well,
So-
and it's probably a good model, actually, a good starting point anyway, to get some ideas, they have a pretty good media.
Maybe you could take a look at what's there.
Sure, I follow a lot of those
Yeah.
Do a little
places.
critique. And come back. Well, no, also probably reach out to those you need to connect with for additional information or whatever you need to do, but I think, it would be nice to have sort of a more of a comprehensive view of how we're going to present these issues out.
That's the media plan.
Yeah. One important thing will be, what is the approvals process look like for anything that goes out on an Instagram feed for the Conservation Commission? Who needs to see it? Does everyone need to see it before it's posted? Who would write them? And
Yeah, all of that
Yeah.
is, this is infant, that it's infancy right now.
So
So
I think Tiger might be a good contact for you since they are already out there. What approval process as a representative of the town of New Canaan or a department, and we are a agent of the town? Do they have to get any approval from either legal or anybody else who might want to review the contact?
That's a good point.
So I think Tiger is a very good contact since they've already possibly gone through this.
Sure.
And I think you can just contact him directly.
Chris, did you?
I don't know if you follow the New Canaan Police Department, if they do a nice job as well.
Oh, that would be another contact.
Yeah, so, I can give a call over there.
I think just to sort of assemble what you think is important and then, and obviously, yes, Chris will definitely want to be a part of it. He does not like to be left out.
No.
Anything. But that,
And he may have already talked to someone, so I would just, he'll listen to this meeting and then, he'll probably contact you.
Chris?
So, yeah.
Shipper, our chairman,
Okay,
just so we have a sort of a logical next step. Yeah, I think that's very good, but I think that's very good. I think you're right, it's time someone hopped on it.
Text number is good, this is a bit.
I don't get any of the text mail.
You thought it was what?
Bit, 1960s communication.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but then it was a
Not
child.
that it could have been done. but
No,
it's-
no,
But
but
I don't get text mail,
I don't know that.
so I have no idea.
You don't?
No,
you don't pay taxes?
no, I actually don't.
Oh,
I
oh,
rent-
of course you.
I rent a car and my mortgage company pays.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't.
Well,
get
I
it.
know that probably a lot of those inserts were tossed, but that's. the-
You're right, it's very silly.
Yeah.
But it is, they did, he did attempt.
But it did force us to create a
Should be done,
message sheet.
should be done.
Okay. I think most of the rest of this are. Open space, no, P O C D, no, land acquisition, no. The budget's already been submitted,
Yeah,
so I don't think we really have anything else to talk about unless you have a question.
Good for me.
Annie, do you have any questions of us apropos our brief email? As you see, our meeting structure is pretty informal.
Outside the meeting too, if you want.
It's pretty much, open dialogue. There's not a lot of structure. It's not like a tiny open meeting where you have a public hearing and you're not allowed to talk after a certain point. When we have members of the public here, we invite them for their comments and or presentations, and we definitely have a back and forth. We don't have a lot of those.
Who else is on?
I don't think so. So we can call the meeting. to an end.
Yeah, I think,
Who
Should we
is
do
that?
that?
sure.
Don't you
You want to call the
need,
meeting to an end?
Oh, yeah.
don't you need to know who else is here on the participants?
Man,
Well, he's signed off.
well, he was here.
I think
Yeah,
it's,
but there was two,
Who else?
I just want, just see down under participants, just click
I
on it.
think we are the participant.
it's just
Yeah.
Just us, okay.
So
Okay.
And
would
then,
you like a motion to end the meeting?
yeah,
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Wait a second.
10.
So, yeah. Okay. Meeting adjourned.
So if